57 of them have breast cancer.
Health remains top on the government's development agenda, with particular focus on welfare of women and children. The Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Omar Sy, sounded confident that this new development will significantly reduce the prevalence of breast cancer.
These figures on breast cancer, already highlighted by Dr. Samate, in the Gambia are alarming. We therefore need concerted efforts to reduce the prevalence of breast cancer. There is urgent need for public-private sector and public-community partnership at all levels to raise awareness on breast cancer.
The Gambia, after this event, will be joining the rest of the world annually to commemorate World Breast Cancer Day. Modou Badian, Grts.
We will be back with news from outside the Gambia after this break. Welcome back. Clashes between rival factions in the South Sudanese army on Sunday have left at least 500 people dead. President Salva Kiir, who stands accused of cracking down on supporters of his former vice president cum rival, said his government is now in full control of the situation. CFI reports 15,000 civilians uprooted by the clashes are seeking refuge in UN compounds in Juba.
Controls Juba, the capital, Wednesday, following clashes between rival army factions which started Sunday. According to United Nations sources in Juba, an estimated 500 people are dead and 800 wounded. Many of the victims are soldiers loyal to former Vice President Riek Machar, who President Salva Kiir accuses of trying to take power in a failed coup.
You can find a lot of bodies all over the place. So I had my cousin over there. It's not even being buried right now.
The soldiers go into houses, they take our people from their home, and they kill them.
15,000 civilians have taken refuge in 2 United Nations compounds. The United Nations warns there's a risk of civil war along ethnic lines. Former Vice President Riek Machar is a member of the Nuer minority, while President Kiir is a Dinka.
If you are speaking Nuer language, you will be targeted. And I don't know what the reason why the specific tribe is being targeted by the government forces.
Now I have lost hope. I thought so because my people are killing themselves.
Several government ministers who were sacked last July have been arrested, while Riek Machar denies accusations of an attempted coup. Riek Machar says the coup accusations are a pretext on President Salva Kiir's part to get rid of his rivals.
Provisional results from Mali's December 15th legislative elections have revealed that the party led by President Ibrahim Abubakar Keita, the Rally for Mali, has won 60 seats. The development comes days after President Keita lamented what he called low voter turnout. We have more in the CFI report.
The Malian Minister for Territorial Administration announced on Tuesday the provisional official results of the December 15 legislative elections. The Rally for Mali, the party led by the new Malian President Ibrahim Boubacar Keita, won 60 seats and can count on its junior partners to capture a total of 115 seats out of the 147 in the Malian National Assembly. The results will have to be confirmed and validated by the Constitutional Court before the new assembly becomes operational. The news made the headlines in Cameroonian press. The Supreme Court confirmed yesterday the 20-year prison sentence of Thierry Michel Atangana and Titus Edzoa, who was once a close associate of President Paul Biya. The two men are accused of embezzling public funds. They were already sentenced in 1997 to 15 years in prison. A new 20-year sentence was given to them last year for other embezzlement cases. They insist they are innocent and victims of political conspiracy. An outcry in Italy after the airing of troubling pictures filmed at a detention center in Lampedusa. The pictures, filmed secretly by a refugee, show naked men being disinfected as they wait in line in the cold to take a shower. The mayor of Lampedusa said the pictures reminded her of a concentration camp. The Italian Prime Minister promised to carry out an investigation, and the European Union denounced the situation, threatening to take action against Rome.
Despite the fresh warning from the Ukrainian President Yanukovych to get anyone who wants to destabilize the country, protesters are still occupying Kyiv's Independence Square. German Chancellor Angela Merkel says she regrets Mr. Yanukovych's decision to turn down the call from the European Union, but the offer still remains. CNN's Diana Magnay is in Kyiv, and she now talks about some of the questions raised regarding the deal.
And a 30% discount on gas prices and no conditions, Mr. Putin says. For the many sectors of the Ukrainian economy which depend heavily on the Russian market, this is a huge relief. Their exports coming under extreme pressure from the Russian government in recent months. But for the protesters in the square, this all sounds very suspicious. They're asking what conditions were agreed in secret between the two presidents, what compromise of their independence has been made on their behalf, and whether key national interests, such as its gas transportation system, have been handed over, at least in part, to Russia. The question is, what happens now? The protesters will stay in the square. The government shows no sign that it's listening to them. And the economy is back on track for now. But this is a very different deal to the one that the IMF would have offered. Theirs would have imposed strict austerity measures and some very exacting conditions on the Ukrainians in the hope that that would set the economy on the path to long-term health. This deal struck between Mr. Putin and Mr. Yanukovych looks like a very risky investment for Mr. Putin and could be construed as a risk taken on for political mastery of this former Soviet state. Diana Magnay, CNN, Kiev.
We now take our second break. Welcome back. The Gambia's top football referee, Bakary Papa Gassama, has officiated the opening match of the 10th FIFA Club World Cup underway in Morocco. The tournament is the latest high-profile assignment on the international stage for the Gambian, who has established himself as one of the top referees. Mamadou S. Jallo has been monitoring Gassama's progress, and he reports.
Now the country's undisputed flag bearer on the global football stage. The Gambia's top football referee is presently in Morocco, where he is among the few match officials selected around the world to officiate in the ongoing 2013 FIFA Club World Cup. Papa, as he is fondly called, heads the African panel of referees choosing to officiate in the tournament. The Gambian was in charge of the opening game between Moroccan champions Raja Casablanca and Auckland City of New Zealand, which the North African Giants won 2-1. Officiating the opening game of such a major tournament is considered a pride and honor in a referee's career, and this will add to the 36-year-old's already rich CV of high-profile matches in what has been an astonishing career. After a minute's silence observed in honor of the late Nelson Mandela, Bakary Papa Gassama got the 10th edition of the FIFA Club World Cup underway in front of a full house. Anytime the Gambian takes to the pitch on the international stage, these are the comments you hear being broadcasted to millions around the world.
Our referee from another African nation, Gambia, on the west coast. I'm sure they'll all be watching in the capital there this evening. duel. We'll be watching